The king sat upon his golden throne, surrounded by wealth, power, and the finest luxuries the world could offer. Yet his heart remained heavy, his soul restless. No conquest, no treasure, no act of grandeur could bring him peace. He had heard of a wandering dervish who carried no possessions, yet was said to hold the greatest wisdom. One night, unable to bear his unease any longer, the king summoned his finest horse and rode into the wilderness in search of the mystic. He found the dervish sitting by a riverbank, clothed in rags, his gaze lost in the flowing waters. The king dismounted and stood before him. "O wise one," he said, "I am the ruler of vast lands, yet peace escapes me. Tell me, what must I do to be truly content?" The dervish looked up, his eyes calm like the river beneath him. He smiled but said nothing. The king grew impatient. "I will give you gold, jewels, even my throne. Just tell me the secret to peace." The dervish chuckled. "O king, you offer me what already weighs upon your heart. How can that bring peace?" The king frowned. "Then tell me, what must I do?" The dervish picked up a small cup, dipped it into the river, and handed it to the king. "Drink." The king drank, expecting something extraordinary. But it was only water, cool, pure and ordinary. He looked at the dervish in confusion. "Did it quench your thirst?" the dervish asked. "Yes," the king admitted. "And did you need gold, lands, or power for that moment of satisfaction?" The king was silent. The dervish continued. "The river flows, expecting nothing. The sun rises without demand. The wind carries no burden. But man in his arrogance clings to what he believes will complete him. Peace is not found in possessing, nor in ruling, but in surrender." The king fell to his knees, his crown slipping from his head into the grass. For the first time in his life, he understood. He had been chasing an illusion. His kingdom was vast, yet his own heart had been a prison. He stood, humbled. "What must I do now?" The dervish smiled again. "Live like the river, O king. Give, but do not cling. Rule, but do not own. Love, but do not chain. Then peace will follow." The king bowed and returned to his palace, no longer searching, and though he remained a ruler, he was no longer ruled by his own desires. From that day on, his people whispered of a change in their king, a lightness in his step, a kindness in his gaze. They did not know of the dervish by the river, but his wisdom had become the heart of the kingdom.